Second half of the weekly stock market update. Let's start with the NASDAQ, shall we? And here we go. Okay, that is rising, rising, rising. But again, as I said before, you look at the projected rate for the next 12 months. If that continues, does it give you your reward? Maybe it's 40% you want. You look at a previous upward trend and you say, are the worst drawdowns, drawdown danger, DDD? Drawdown danger is depth times duration. Is that the kind of risk I'm okay with? And that might be a number like 20% drawdown, and it might be a duration of, say, 6 months. Those are your numbers, 40, 20, 6. Okay? And if something doesn't meet that, you don't buy into it. How do you avoid these bigger drawdowns? Well, that's a daddy bear. The MACD fell from a height below its own moving average. A mama bear is where the MACD is falling to some extent here, which you could ignore, and a baby bear is where the price is falling, but the MACD monthly is rising, so you can ignore it. Really simple. Now I've just simplified your investment life. FTSE 100 it seems to have having a base, should hopefully rise a bit more, but it does have these resistances, so let's see. S&P top 10 over the past month. Okay, Tesla's up 44%. We will look at all of these to make sure we're not missing any of the big growth ones, because we do want growth. We've got a load of people who are saying my pension's underperforming, so help me get growth, Alpesh. And that's what the point of all of these is. So we will look at those. Okay. Tesla, as you can see. Now, I said to some of you, it's probably bottomed out as this was rising, but if you're risk averse, you would wait for the MACD to move above its moving average, which I don't think it's done yet. So if you're risk averse, you'd wait. If you're risk loving, you'd get in. And if you're somewhere in between, do something in between. It doesn't meet our special situation requirements because it's not a 7, 8, 9, or 10 on my value growth income, but the MACD aspect is there, which means it's not one we'd get into at the moment. FedEx does meet it. However, it's a little bit overbought. It should be all right. I just don't like all these. Am I happy with that? I wasn't happy with that so much. You can tell from my body language. Okay, Carnival. These are some of the big ones that moved, just to give you an idea. Carnival, not 7, 8, or 9, and that's a bit overbought, so I'm not pleased. That needs to go in that direction, Corning, but it's not 7, 8, or 9. So whilst it's had these massive rises, now where it is, not one for us. Similarly with this, now where it is, not for us, but if you already own it, you continue holding it. If it drops X, you'd sell Y. Okay. What about Norwegian Cruise Line? Well, a bit overbought, so whilst it's got a 7, not one for me. Ford, 7 might gradually go up here, but are you okay with these drawdowns in this upward trend? And the biggest drawdown was this one, and that was the biggest duration. And you might say you are, but you might not be. Okay, and if you're not, you'd stay clear. But it could technically be a special situation for us. United Rentals, an 8, but overbought, so not one for us. CarMax, not 7, 8, or 9. And whilst that momentum's good, it's fine for you on the momentum if you want it, but not one for us. Costco, it's one that we come back to back and forth time and again because of the smoothness of these trends. The drawdowns tend to be usually small in size, short in duration. Small in size, short in duration. So DDD, you want drawdown danger and duration to be small in size, short in duration. So you want DDD to equal S plus S, okay? If you want to remember something. But it's overbought, so not really for us. Now, Apple, if you're on the Great Investments Program, you will see on the private channel, I'll put my views on this and what my holdings are and what I'm doing. Same with Amazon, okay? What my holdings are, what I'm doing will come on the private Telegram channel later, and same with Microsoft and with Mighty Meta, okay, as well. Now, Bank of America. Well, some of these I've covered in previous weeks in terms of sentiment. As I said, it's not 7, 8, or 9, but I've kept mentioning to you why. Some of you might want it on the momentum, but it's not one for us because it's not 7, 8, or 9. I cover it because I'm doing a market update. Okay. Netflix I've been covering for donkeys, as you know, and it's now overbought since this period. So for those of you who did get in from 400 to 650, congratulations, you're welcome. It's not one I own, but well, we've got to a point where even ones we don't own, we're happy talking about. It's popular. But you know the exit. If it drops X, sell Y, and it is overbought, so that might come soon. We will see. Walmart does hit the 7, 8, or 9, but it's a bit overbought. So you would get in if you wanted to ignore the overbought MACD part. You'd get in based upon that factor, and you'd say if it drops X, I'll sell Y, Alpesh. And I've looked historically, and I've got a pretty good idea. I don't want the drop to be too shallow because that would just be getting out on noise. Okay, it needs to be something where you're absolutely sure it's now turned tail. Okay, Tesla we discussed earlier. Berkshire, well, it's making all-time highs and it's overbought. Who knows? It might continue forever upwards. Sometimes these companies do it. It's not 7, 8, or 9 for us, and that's overbought. So there's two reasons not for us, but the trend is certainly upwards at your own risk. It's a bit too risky for my taste at the moment. Eli Lilly, bit like the other one. It is one we like. It is one which some of my students will say, I don't mind that it's not 7, 8, or 9, and it's overbought. I will, if it drops X, I will sell Y. And they say, I know that this angle of inclination is strong. I know these drawdowns in the past can be steep, like 20%, but I'm willing to take that. And they might go by, well, that's perfectly fine. It's my job to draw these things to your attention, your job to make the decision. Baby Bear can be ignored. CVS starting to base and move upwards. Good. Block now starting to go in the direction. Charles River kissing its moving average, moving high, which often happens with this. It's in the right direction and nothing to talk about. Columbus McKinnon in the right direction, kissing its own moving average, looking to go up. Molina still dropping. I think that's an exit for most anyway because of the drops from peak to trough exceeded previous examples, and you could wait if you wanted. Akamai, look at that. So hopefully we'll do that and go in that direction. Don't forget LinkedIn, I'm on as well. So thank you all very much. Have a look at my campaign for 1 million to teach 1 million people for free how to become better investors. And it's on campaignfor1million.com. Also look at alpeshpatel.com/links, and you can see it on the screen there as well, where you will see how to download a free copy of my books and so on. You can see the book over my, over my shoulder. That one, Investing Unplugged. Thank you all very much. I will speak to you soon.